Hey folks, back with ancient cosmology. Just made a video like an hour ago, but I wanted to make another one because it didn't cut me off. It cut me off like quicker than I thought it would. But anyway, I got this book. I had it before from the library, but I bought it. It's like $50 or something, but it's good. It's like Japanese hellscapes from like the 11th century or something. Some of which are clearly geography, like American geography. America being the underworld for Afro-Eurasia and vice versa. You know, they're our underworld. Um, so anyway, I'll get into that now that I just finally finished my slow. I read so slowly, but finally finished reading Knowledge and Power in Prehistoric Societies by Lynn Kelly, one of the best books ever written about prehistoric societies. So anyway, now I go on to the Japanese hellscapes, but I definitely recommend Lynn Kelly's books. So yeah, I've been focusing on the poverty point bear shape. I think it's a bear here with like two ears. And I think this is probably another iteration of the same bear nearby Delhi, Louisiana. These are just Reddit had some post about like anthropomorphic shapes in geography. So people just posted a bunch of these shapes. Like this is a sleeping witch in Germany. So this is probably like an ancient one. Like this one is obviously like or probably a modern one, although a lot of the Pokemon stuff is based on ancient avatars that do include these type of zoomorphic maps. So yeah, there's just people talking about that. Here's an island that looks like a dancer. That somebody thinks Cyprus is like a tank. Here's Britain shitting on France. I don't know. There's like a. Oh, they say it looks like a dog there. So this was an interesting one though, because this is an Indian person, I think, who showed this South India province state of Tamil Nadu. And so this might not just be from them. This might be a known thing. And this is a face that I myself have already seen and photographed and posted, I think. I know I've taken screenshots of this face in Southeast India. Because other than this part where it kind of pokes out where there should be a mouth, other than that, it's a really good face. And even there, I think there might be a river there, so it still is a little mouth-like. This is, but yeah, when there's one that I recognize just in the geography, and then I find somebody else recognized it, whether it's an ancient person or a modern person, it shows that that is a natural avatar of that shape. There's the Mediterranean as some guy holding his dick and peeing or coming in the Black Sea, I guess. This is Cape Cod as like an arm. So it just shows how there's like Crete as like Saddam Hussein or something. This is the Philippines as like somebody with a cane, or the, poke me guy. So it just shows how natural this type of thing is. This is saying it's a cowboy about to draw, whereas my friend Sarah said it was like the game where you go like that, and if they see it, you hit them. I forget what it's called. This is like all the continents as a cat with a, you know, Australia has some ball of yarn or something. This is part of Wales as a dog. This is Canada fucking the US on behalf of the British royals. There's Spain and Portugal. So, just shows there's Chad and Chad. So I don't know if the Chad meme really came from the shape of Chad or not, but maybe. Florida has a mullet. Australia has a dog and a cat. This is kind of cool. It's America as a duck or some kind of bird. This is some peninsula in Brazil, Iceland. So what are similar analogous shapes? So this AI said, but I think they took it all from this. Finland's maiden, Malaysia and Thailand's Peking duck, the Netherlands' oven mitt, Oklahoma's frying pan or cleaver, Spain's bull's hide, Louisiana's work shoe, Sri Lanka's teardrop, Massachusetts' mussels, that was the Cape Cod one, Borsigui Island's half boot. So yeah, but this type of stuff is everywhere. And then these are other mnemonics, Great Lakes, Holmes, Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, and Superior. Guess that's in order. I don't know if that is in order or not. Cardinal directions, never eat soggy waffles. So these type of verbal mnemonics wasn't really what I had asked the AI, but they always answer like a question that is not what I asked, but is easier for them to answer. They're like, well, that has one word in common with something I actually know about. So here's 5 pages about that. The 7 continents always eat an apple, says a nurse. So, okay, yeah, Florida resembles an old boot kicking into the ocean. Okay, maybe. Louisiana looks like a giant letter L or even a sitting dog. Nevada is shaped like a slice of pizza. Oklahoma resembles a cooking pan with a long handle. Kansas resembles a can of soup. That's why it's called Kansas. Wyoming, almost a perfect square. So these are all like just memorizing things based on their shapes. This is like somebody had posted in the Reddit, I think, some island that looks like Patrick Star from SpongeBob. Let's see. This is just, the Gobekli avatar of America, North America, and Central America. I mean, I think in some ways North America is central, or Central America is North America. Like sometimes they maybe divide it right at the canal, but I think this is a good division right here, like right at the where it gets wider at Azuero Peninsula in Panama there. So this is basically North America, its head is Louisiana. These are all the bayous, and as it's like necklaces, and then you can only see one of its eyes here because the other one, Lake Pontchartrain, due to how I tweak the color, it makes everything else more visible, but it makes that less visible. But it's like right here because it has 2 eyes, this eye and then Lake Pontchartrain, and then 2 wings being Olympic Peninsula and the Yucatan Peninsula, and then Honduras, Nicaragua as its belly, and then basically Nicoya Peninsula as its heel in Costa Rica, and then its 2 kind of ends of its 2 feet are like Azuero Peninsula and Sona Peninsula in Panama. So, I don't know. I just wanted to say Gobekli bird because Gobekli Tepe Gobekli means pot-bellied, and so it's thought to be because the hill, the Tepe, Gobekli Tepe is like a pot-bellied hill, like a round hill. But it's interesting that also this bird, which is the most famous carving at Gobekli, is very pot-bellied for a bird. So I call it the Gobekli bird. Although I'm not sure if this is the right, that might be the wrong like accent over it. That might be like bird or something. Uh, yes, ancient cultures often depicted constellations in ways that differed from their real forms, both in terms of the pattern they envisioned and how those patterns relate to modern astronomical understanding. So that matches with the fact that these other uh, terrestrial avatars are also often shown in positions that are different from their actual position on the earth. They'll be like move their arm this way, that way, or their head or whatever. That's not how it actually is. So yeah, this is southern India. So this is this thing that I noticed years ago, and but I saw that somebody else had noticed it and read it. So, and it might actually have been, I mean, it probably was known from antiquity and may have been accentuated by the ancients because that was their whole religion, was finding animal and human shapes in nature. So obviously they saw this shape, they were very well aware of, like, I don't think there's any plausible chance that they weren't aware of that shape and that they didn't attach significance to it. This just compares it to like an elongated head because it kind of looks like one of these elongated heads that a lot of the ancients had. And then it compares also to Huayna Picchu or Machu Picchu in Peru. So it could be actually that the reason that Neanderthal sapiens hybrids elongated their heads like this was so that because Neanderthals have larger brains than us. So like some of the Neanderthal sapiens hybrids nowadays have a disease where their brain gets too big for their skull, and so then they have like a weird hernia, and I don't know, I think I might have that because it's like it throws off all your balance and stuff, and that's like what's happened to me lately. But so they might have done this as a way to avoid that, basically give the skull more, give the brain more room to grow, just have it go back like a Neanderthal skull. Forget what the name of that disease is or whatever, but so this, I'm thinking, now that I'm looking at ancient holy sites or, important megalithic sites and comparing, trying to find anthropomorphic landmarks, I think that Gobekli Tepe itself might be built there because it's on this sort of swan, like a flying swan shaped